Hey guys, it's Beer Taster America, and guys, I'm here today to review a beer that this beer has been one of my favorite beers over the years. I don't drink it too often these days, but there have been times in my life where this was my main beer. Mostly back like 2010, 2011. This was my go-to main beer that time of my life, and I'll always kind of have a special place for this beer. I like it, and thought I'd review it. And that beer is Longhammer IPA by Red Hook. I was recently at a liquor store that had a sampler pack by Red Hook, 4 different beers. I'm going to be reviewing 2 of them today, and I think the most popular, most well-known one in the pack was Longhammer, so I thought I'd start with that. I think this is the most popular beer by Red Hook. It's Longhammer IPA, 6.2% alcohol by volume. This one was bottled less than 2 months ago, so it's fresh. And they brew this in 3 different locations. I think they started in Washington. They also have a location in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and in Portland, Oregon. And I visited the Red Hook Brewery in New Hampshire, in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. It's a real nice brewery tour there. I've been on a couple of different tours at different breweries, and that was actually my favorite one that I've been on. It was really nice. They have a nice restaurant there, like a lot of breweries do. But theirs was pretty nice, and it's in a real nice, part of the country. Up in Portsmouth is a great town. So Longhammer IPA. Now, if you check out some of my other reviews, you'll see that from time to time I'll mention Longhammer. And just recently, I reviewed Ranger IPA by New Belgium Brewery. And I like New Belgium. I like Fat Tire. I like most of their beers. I think are really good. But when I was reviewing Ranger, I said, Ranger reminds me of Longhammer, but it's not as good. Because Ranger was more hop forward, and the malt body I didn't find to be as satisfying, and I just didn't find that it balanced out the strong hops as well as it could have. And flavor profile was similar to Longhammer, but I think Longhammer is a better beer. I'll tell you a little bit why when I review it now. Guys, it's Longhammer, the green label, the guy swinging the hammer on the mountain, green cap. Guys, it's Longhammer. Let me tell you how it smells. You smell some hops. Just that classic hop kind of smell. And there's a mild maltiness to the aroma. Kind of like that bitter pine is hop kind of aroma. And a mild maltiness to it. And now the taste. Notice a distinctive bottle. They have these unique bottles. Alright, the taste. You taste some hop bitterness up front. Hop flavor and bitterness. It's kind of like that piney, earthy, just classic hop flavor. That bitterness. It's moderate strength. On the higher end of moderate strength, I'd say, in terms of the bitterness. And the body is sweet and malty. The malts aren't toasted at all. It's like a sweet, bready malt. I'd say it's medium bodied with a lot of carbonation. I think this is a pretty simple, straightforward beer. That's one of the things I appreciate about it. Before I was drinking Longhammer, I would sample different craft brews and IPAs, but I couldn't really get into them. Longhammer is kind of that beer that transitioned me from just drinking lagers to getting more into the world of craft brews. And if you're looking for a beer like that, I think Longhammer is a good candidate because it's real simple, straightforward example. You know, if an IPA, some people who are like real purists and, you know, real, I would say even craft beer snobs, they would look down on Longhammer probably not being a bold enough IPA, because it's just like a well-rounded, smooth, drinkable IPA. The hops aren't going to kick you in the ass and knock you over. I mean, it's not that kind of an IPA. You know, it's almost more like an APA than an IPA, in a way. It's not really, I mean, you know, I think of an IPA, I would think of something even with a stronger hoppiness to it than what this has. You know, it's almost more like just a pale ale or American pale ale, really. But it's nice. It's a well-balanced, very approachable pale ale, I think. There's a sweetness to it, a satisfying level of maltiness, and you definitely taste the hops. The hops are there, and they have some strength to them, but they're not overpowering by any means. I find this to be a well-balanced beer, and still somewhat drinkable for the style. It tastes good. I mean, the hop flavor is a good flavor. The malt is good. It's a good tasting beer. But it's just pretty simple and straightforward for what it is. I like that. You know, I like that about this beer. I think it's a good beer. It's got a cool bottle. And when I lived in Massachusetts, I lived near the border of New Hampshire, so I would drive up to New Hampshire to buy beer because it was tax-free. I bought a lot of stuff in New Hampshire because it was tax-free, no sales tax up there. And when I was up there, I mean, they sold this for pretty cheap, man. This is a few years back, but I remember this being like $10.99 a 12-pack quite often. Out here, it's more expensive, but I'm pretty sure I could pick this up in a lot of places if I looked for it for like $12.99 a 12-pack, which is very reasonable considering the quality of what you're getting here. It's a good quality beer. It's got some good quality to it here. They're using good ingredients. It's very well balanced, and it tastes good. I mean, hey, what more could you ask for? For a beer at a decent price, it's widely available. I think this is their most popular beer. I could see why. I like it. I think this is a good beer. This beer played an important role for me in the development of my appreciation of beer. And if you haven't tried it, give it a try and let me know what you think. It's not going to blow you away with the hops. It's not going to be like, you know, the beer you never forget for the rest of your life. You drank a Longhammer. It's not like that. It's not that kind of a beer. But it's a great everyday pale ale, I think. And I like it, and I would definitely recommend it. Longhammer, guys, it's a good beer. What do you think? Let me know, guys. It's Longhammer IPA. Enjoy.